One wrong move, and this Israeli F-15 goes down. The only thing preventing that is pure precision. At 0213 hours local time, two pairs of F-15i ROM multi-role fighters lift off from Hatzerim Air Base in southern Israel, blacked out under total radio silence. Skimming just 150 feet above the Red Sea, the formation dives into a radar shadow zone west of the island, masking their departure behind natural terrain and known surveillance blind spots. 5 minutes in, they bank west, just north of Tehran Island, then push south, hugging Egypt's eastern coastline. Inside the cockpits, oxygen systems engage as the jets climb into low-pressure altitude zones. Every system not essential to flight or detection avoidance is shut down. As they advance into the Red Sea, the lead pilot's gaze never shifts. His dash helmet beams terrain contours, data link markers, and radar convergence zones directly onto his visor. He doesn't glance down once. At 2:27 hours, 270 kilometers south of Sharm el-Sheikh, the lead pilot double taps the throttle. The trailing pair tightens formation. All four jets drop to just 200 feet, committed to staying beneath enemy radar. A suspected Sudanese early warning radar lies ahead. The formation plans to maintain ultra-low altitude for the next 420 kilometers. The only trace of their presence is the white mist kicked up by their engines as they surge south. To the untrained eye, the F-15I appears like any other Strike Eagle, but its weapons, sensors, and systems are distinctly Israeli, and soon every component will be tested to its limits. The F-15i ROM is Israel's dedicated long-range strike variant, optimized for deep penetration missions with minimal support. Its most visible feature, conformal fuel tanks molded to the fuselage. These add 4,500 pounds of fuel without the radar signature or drag of external drop tanks. Inside, the pilot wears the Elbit 4 helmet-mounted display, projecting threat cues, terrain overlays, and tracking info directly onto the visor, updated every 40 milliseconds. In low-level flight, there's no time to look down. This helmet is essential. Along with the conformal tanks, it enables the RAM to fly 420 kilometers at treetop level without refueling or drop tanks, minimizing detection and maximizing timing. Terrain-following systems reduce workload, but only if timing is perfect. The next vital link in the chain floats 24,000 feet above. At 2:39 after 470 kilometers, the RAMs begin a shallow climb above international waters near Port Sudan. They've reached the limit of their safe route. Ahead is Yemeni airspace, defended by Iranian radars and SAMs. The jets split into pairs, approaching the refuel point from opposite vectors, a safeguard against ambush or failure. At 0243, the first KC707 REM appears on radar, holding steady at 24,000 feet in a zone named Syrup 6. The boom operator expects 4 jets but won't initiate contact unless necessary. Time to refuel. The lead ROM rocks its wings, then slides beneath the tanker. The boom, already extended, steadies with active fins. One adjustment, and it locks in with a metallic click. Each ROM refuels in under 3 minutes, enough fuel for a 1,600-kilometer strike radius, fully loaded. Below, the Red Sea stays calm, but enemy radars across the water begin to stir. The KC707 REM, a modified Boeing 707, is Israel's main tanker, outfitted with domestic systems. Its boom transfers up to 2,500 gallons per pass in minutes, with stabilizers for turbulence and Israeli avionics handling mission coordination. Data links feed real-time updates. Though aged, the REM remains essential, especially when forward basing isn't feasible. Without this mid-air top-off, the RAMs would have needed riskier basing or reduced munitions. But for what's ahead, every bomb counts. At 2:53 a.m., 220 kilometers from Yemen, the ROMs catch a spike on the radar warning receiver. First, intermittent pulses, then continuous sweeps. No doubt, enemy radar is powering up. The system tags it as a Soviet spoon rest, delivered by Iran and operated by Houthi forces. The RAMs maintain heading but descend 1,000 feet for cover. 10 seconds later, another radar lights up, scanning a wider arc, likely a P-19 or YC-6M, evidence of a linked air defense net over Sana'a. Confirmation, they're right on target. The pilot flicks a switch, activating the ELL-8222 jamming pod beneath the fuselage. It powers up, pulsing across multiple radar bands. From the ground, enemy operators see nothing. No trace, no blip, only distortion. Moments later, the second RAM joins in. The pods sync, creating staggered pulses that confuse range, bearing, and altitude. Even if the Houthis fire, they're targeting ghosts. At 3:01, a third radar, possibly a fire control unit, briefly locks on and drops off. Not a full track, but enough to spike adrenaline. The jammers are working. The ELL-8222 is Israel's top-tier airborne jammer, designed to mislead and suppress enemy radars without revealing its host. Mounted on fuselage or wing pylons, it detects emissions and sends back tailored counter signals. Rather than just flooding noise, it manipulates radar pulses, spoofing up to 16 threats at once. Integrated with the mission computer, it performs advanced jamming routines automatically, vital for what's next. At 3:06, the RAMs crest a ridge 18 kilometers northwest of Sana'a. Beyond this, there's no more cover. They're exposed. Throttles advance to 480 knots. Altitude steady at 2,000 feet. Every pilot hopes no manpads lie in wait below. Sana'a's outline emerges ahead. In the HUD, target imagery appears, updated from satellite passes 12 hours ago. It shows 6 Shahed 136 drone carriers, 4 radar vehicles, and a suspected command post, all inside Sana'a International Airport. Not for long. The lead pilot steadies his breathing. The jet shudders at speed, but targeting holds steady. Each RAM carries 4 Rampage missiles on reinforced pylons. Sleek profiles flicker on the HUD's edge. In the back seat, weapons officers punch in preloaded GPS targets. No need for updates. Rampages use encrypted inertial backups for accuracy. At 3:07, 20 kilometers out, the call comes. Weapons free. A heartbeat later, the first Rampage launches, followed by 7 more. Each drops, ignites, and surges ahead, veering slightly northeast toward its target. 6 seconds, 8 missiles, all gone. They sprint at Mach 1.5, all set to impact simultaneously. The jets hold heading for another 28 seconds, even as radar locks light up from 3 sides. At 3:08, the first missile slams into a fuel depot. 3 seconds later, a hangar erupts, followed by the drone hub and then the command center. Secondary blasts ripple across the tarmac. The jets brake hard south. RWRs scream lock alerts. The Rampage is a precision air-to-ground weapon, built for long-range strikes from non-stealth jets. Made by Israel Aerospace Industries, it combines speed and stealthy flight paths. About 4.7 meters long, flying at Mach 1.5 with a 145-kilometer reach, it lacks a seeker, relying on coordinates to destroy bunkers, fuel stores, and C2 centers. Its speed and passive flight left defenses helpless. Had it used terminal guidance, SAMs could have intercepted or downed a jet, but the threat isn't over. After the initial salvo, the jets split for a second run. New targets populate the HUDs. This time it's open season. No one wants to return with unused ordnance. By 3:10, the airport is devastated. The jets pitch up steeply, 60 degrees nose high, afterburners blazing. At 12,000 feet, warning tones howl. SA-6 acquisition radars have a lock. Missile launch 278, yells the trailing pilot. 2 SA-6 gainfuls streak from Al-Dalami Air Base. Their glowing trails are visible even from distance. The RAMs dump chaff and perform a defensive split, disrupting tracking. There's no diving now, the only exit is straight up. The lead pilot's face is soaked under his mask. Throttle maxed, he slammed into his seat. The display shows 2 inbound missiles, 32 kilometers away, closing at Mach 2.5. They've got 39 seconds before impact. The jets need 38 seconds to reach the SA-6 ceiling. At 3:15, they cross the shoreline. But the missiles follow. Nearing their max range with no stable locks, they begin to drift. The Houthis try feeding ghost tracks, but it's too late. Both missiles veer north and explode harmlessly. All jets survive, but their flight suits might not. As the final echoes of missile blasts fade into the night and the RAMs fly home, one truth is clear. The modern battlefield no longer hinges on brute force, but on precision, speed, and innovation. From nap-of-earth stealth runs to electronic deception and hypersonic strikes, this wasn't just a mission, it was a live demonstration of tomorrow's warfare. And this is only the beginning. If you were gripped by the intensity, cutting-edge tech, and boldness of this operation, you're in the right place. Next-Gen Tech brings you front and center with the world's most advanced military systems and real-world missions shaping today's conflicts. From stealth bombers and autonomous drones to satellite warfare and precision airstrikes, we break it all down. So if you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment. Tell us which weapon system, mission, or aircraft we should feature next. Because here at Next-Gen Tech, the war zone isn't just a battlefield, it's a front-row seat to the future. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and stay locked on target.